So it's Sunday, it's time to go through the weekly pickups, all those items that I have picked up over the past 7 days. And we're going to notice a trend, and we're also going to discuss if there's a shift in my collecting habits now. So let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back. Sunday evening. Take a look at the items that I picked up this week. Yes, so we'll go through what I've picked up, but it's I don't know. I'll talk about it after. Let's just have a look, because that's what you're here for primarily, and then I'll jabber on. You can stay around for that if you want, if not. But I'll talk about my changing collecting habits. And I don't know. Anyway, but let's take a look. So first up is a steelbook. You're going to see a lot of steelbooks. And that is for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2. The latest Star Trek Incarnation TV series, starring Anson Mount, who is fantastic in this role as Christopher Pike. This geezer, he commands the screen every time he is on it. Since he appeared in Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery, I did want him in his own show, and we got it with Strange New Worlds. A fabulous show this is as well. It's a really strong, decent, good Star Trek show. I love it. I love everything about it. Seriously, if you haven't seen it, it really is worth watching. Next up is the film, the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I've got to put these in protectors yet. Mutant Mayhem. It was a fun movie. It's a fun movie. The art style may or may not be there for you in it if you haven't seen it, but it's a beautiful steelbook. Now, I was lucky because this is like 35 quid in this country, but Amazon Italy, as a pre-order, were doing it as an offer at 20 quid. How could I refuse that? I cancelled the pre-order on the UK and I went with Amazon Italy to save myself £15. That, you know, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer, isn't it? And then I've got a steelbook here that I'm so happy I've got, you know, seriously. And it is for The Flash. And I think this is a Mantalab steelbook. It doesn't come with a J card. It was from a set and someone was selling the steelbook, still sealed, a loan, and you know, I had to get it. It comes with stuff in this envelope inside. And this is, you know, that's a beautiful steelbook. It's got nice debossing there and all this sort of a thing. Now, The Flash is a film that I enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. It worked for me. I'd been looking forward to The Flash for some time. The Ezra Miller stuff I didn't get hung up on. I separate the art from the artist and all his troubles. Okay, the film offered up some dodgy CGI, it really did, but I had fun with the narrative. It was a fun movie, that's all I can say, and it was, for me, it was a sort of nice bookend, a nice epilogue to Zack Snyder's universe of films. Yeah, you know, I'm not saying it's the best film of the year. It isn't. It wouldn't make my top 10, very unlikely, which I've still yet to film, and I will be filming it soon. But will it make the top 10? I don't know. It shouldn't do, should it? But I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. That's all I can ask from a movie. And it was great to see Michael Keaton back in the role of Batman, and Sasha Calle, who played Wonder Woman. Very good, very good. But anyway, then we have The Mandalorian. Yes, first season of The Mandalorian finally released in this country. 4K and Blu-ray. I will reiterate my comments from last week that I think it's a hideous release strategy that this is not available as an Amaray set, as a standard Blu-ray set, as a DVD for those people that still collect DVD. You know, every format should be covered, but it feels like Disney are just a targeting, you know, one crowd, so to speak, you know, and that's the proper collector crowd, the one that collects the steelbooks, the one that likes the premium editions. Not everyone's that kind of a collector, and not everyone's budget allows them to do that, and I get that, I understand that. You know, I'm in a position where I can collect this stuff at the moment, and I say at the moment because you never know what's around the corner. You know, I could get made redundant tomorrow, I could get sacked from my job for whatever reason, and then, you know, and it's that sort of a situation. So I recognize that I am in a lucky position, but I also recognize that if I wasn't, I'd be pretty miffed that I'd have to pay the amount of money, 45 quid, for this release when I can't afford it. You know, and the company should most definitely be taking that into account and maximising their profits by saying to people, you've got a choice, people, you've got a choice. If you're still a DVD collector, here's Mandalorian on DVD. Here's a Blu-ray standard release for you. Here's a standard Amaray 4K release for you, somewhat cheaper than the Steelbook. Now, I would have gone for the Steelbook regardless, so, you know, it's neither here nor there. But I do feel for those people that want this stuff and are being forced. They haven't got a choice. They're being forced into this, and that is abhorrent in itself. It really is abhorrent, and you know, it doesn't make me happy at all to see that. Okay, so down the line they might say, oh, let's release a Blu-ray, let's release a DVD. But no, at the moment, at this standard moment in time, you are forcing people into it. Anyway, that's enough about that. So then we got 2 collector sets that I picked up. Now, The Mandalorian officially isn't out until tomorrow, as this is airing, and neither is this film here, and that is the 4K collector's edition version of the movie Elf with Will Ferrell. And I like these collector's editions. I do. I've got a liking for these. I think I prefer this sort of a thing. Okay, it's got a steelbook in it, but I prefer these sort of releases over steelbooks, standard individual alone steelbooks. And that brings me into the next one and the last item for the week. And this is, crazily, this is my third version of this film, because I have 2 steelbooks for it, and it is Barbie. Yeah, it's Barbie. And this is a Blu-ray and DVD CD soundtrack combo edition, and again, it's like a premium release, where you get like art cards in an envelope there, and you get the film there on Blu-ray, Amaray. Now, I was hoping, if you haven't seen my opening, you may be asking the question, does the 4K steelbook fit in here? It doesn't, because the 4K steelbook is standard size, whereas this is a thin case Amaray, you know, the newer style thin ones. You could get the 4K in there if you, I mean, it will fit height wise. You could get the 4K in there if you ejected this envelope and you just put the art cards and that in individually on their own. It would fit perfectly, but probably a little bit loose. But do you want to reject the thingy for that? Because had it been a case where I could get the steelbook in there, the steelbook would have certainly sat in there, and I would have just sort of passed on the Blu-ray. So anyway, so that's it. So busy old week, and this time of year does ramp up for releases. You know, there's a wealth of them, and this week coming is no different. There's a lot of, well, there's a handful of releases that I want, probably about five releases. So and this is what I'm saying about my, you know, my collecting habits seem to be shifting, because most certainly I've stepped away from picking up, you know, the CEX stuff and that sort of a thing. Very rare do I go into a CEX now. I mean, I went into my local one the other day. They had nothing. And that's what it is now for me to go into CEX. Very little around. So I'm not picking stuff up there, but certainly, you know, the amount of steelbooks that I'm picking up, and I'm loving these sort of collector's editions and things like that. And I'm you know, I'm constantly looking at like the week releases and that sort of a thing online, and seeing if I can find any good prices there. Yeah, so there's that kind of a shift in that sense, more to the expense. Although I do know that come January, you know, it quietens down again. That the amount of releases coming out is far less. So that's a good thing. The back end of the year is always hefty. It really is hefty, and so much so that, you know, I'm going to have to start making choices. I'm going to have to start saying, no, I'll leave this one, I will save that one for later, etc., etc. I mean, I'm certainly seeing that now in a sense, because for argument's sake, take something like The Nun 2. The Nun 2 recently came out. Now, I enjoyed The Nun 2. I didn't need the steelbook. In fact, the art on the steelbook I didn't particularly like. I far preferred the Amore, the art, where you've got the Vera Famigliara's daughter sort of side on in a confession booth, and through the sort of, you can see the nun through the little ridges in the confession booth. I far preferred that. So that being said, The Nun 2 is a film that I've watched not too long ago. It's only been a couple of months. So for that reason, I wouldn't buy it on day of release, because I'm not going to re-watch it straight away. So certainly wait until, you know, you do find it in CEX at a great price. Although obviously I'm not visiting CEXs often, but I know that the Blu-ray is available. Thank you, Matt, for pointing that out. Sorry, coughing still. Is available for £8 in CEX, the Blu-ray. So you're onto a winner there already. And, you know, all of that world, that Conjuring universe, none of them I have on 4K anyway. They're all Blu-ray releases, so thusly it stands to reason, just get the Blu-ray. But apparently the 4K is very good and it's dark, so we'll see how that goes. But certainly be waiting for a price drop on that one. And the same with Saw X. Saw X is out this Monday, and I loved Saw X. I thought it was a fantastic film. I thought it was a really strong film. But again, I saw it not long ago. I don't have the others on 4K. I don't have them on Steelbook or anything like that. So, well, I do have Spiral. I haven't got Spiral on Steelbook. But again, something that I'll just wait for down the line when it's cheaper, when I fancy rewatching it, that sort of a thing. There's no point in me going out now and buying it just because it's day of release. And, you know, what am I going to do? Oh, look, I've got Saw X on the shelf. It goes, bam. I'll watch you in about a year or two. Makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? It ain't going nowhere, except for in your local CEX and your charity shops and things like that. So, you know, so I see this shift in my collecting habits for the more expensive. But I don't know if that just falls with the time of year that it is. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see how that one pans out, plays out, and there we go. So anyway, so that's it. That's me done. Another collection video, pickup video, and I will see you for another one of these next Sunday. So take care, everyone, and see you soon.